there are people in the Iranian society that, for whatever reason, have become, fallen under the control of the Mossad and the CIA, and so, they can exploit the, the lapses in patriotism, I guess you could call it, but that doesn't mean that Iran is failing or that it's a weak society ready to collapse. In fact, I think, as you said, the evidence shows that Iran is coming together even stronger. The other thing that's different is that, unlike Iraq, Iran hasn't lost a war. If anybody thinks Iran lost this 12-day war, they aren't taking a look. You mentioned this map of this places struck. Israel today won't allow anybody to truly investigate what happened at the sites that were struck by Iran. I guess the Channel 13 in Israel is talking about, massive damage and massive casualties. I don't know if that's true. It would be difficult for Israel to hide that many deaths. I believe that there would have to be, under the Jewish faith, funerals within a certain period of time. But, the fact is, significantly more, targets were hit by Iranian missiles, a much greater number than's being declared by the Israelis, who are trying to, paint the perception of success. And so, Iran is not a defeated nation, and that's sort of the difference. The other thing, both Iraq and Syria, and I don't mean to insult any Iraqis or Syrians, but they were artificial nations, literally carved out of the Ottoman Empire by, France and Great Britain at the end of World War I, sustained for some time with monarchies that weren't, that were imposed on a disparate people who had nothing in common. I mean, Saddam Hussein's, greatest challenge was how to create an Iraqi national identity from Shia, Sunni, Kurds. How do you bring these disparate peoples together? And it was almost a mission impossible for him. Iran is a ancient land. The Persian culture goes back, more than 3 millennia. So even more. There's just a difference here that, Iran is a nation that's not going to bend the knee, is not going to yield. They haven't been defeated. And I think that there's certain expectations from the Trump administration, from the Israeli government, that aren't going to be met. Understand this too. The system works in Iraq. It's in Iran. It's not a perfect system. No system is. But this is a system that functions and has functioned successfully for many decades now. This isn't a young dictatorship or something of that nature. This is a system that has gone through the test of time, trials and tribulations. It's been stress tested before. We have seen a declining participation rate in election soon, that you would have high participation rates because people are starting to realize how important it is to be sovereign, how weakened Iran becomes when they look to outside powers, how they cannot trust the outside powers. The fatal mistake of the West has been to allow itself to be denigrated inside Iran. To me, the fatal weakness of Iran was this desire to be part of the West, this desire to belong with the West. And the West has never given Iran a chance to be a part. Had they done so, we might be having a different discussion right now.